Sony just promised to take us for a deeper dive this year with the 4 exclusives that they're going to show this year for E3. And they just had their conference. They took us for a deeper dive. In fact, they took us for a ride under the sea with these exclusives. And surprisingly, a couple more. So with that being said, folks, it's time to review Sony's E3 conference. Let's get it started. Kill the music. Everybody, DemiGodReviews here. Now, I got to talk about the Sony E3 conference as it just happened not too long ago, and everybody had this speculation, everybody followed some rumors, everybody had this talking, everybody was just wondering what was this deeper dive going to be upon these 4 games, which were The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and more of Marvel's and Insomniac's Spider-Man. Now, people were speculating, oh, Sony isn't going to show anymore, Sony's going to do this or do that. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors, a lot of talk about what Sony's going to do because the ball was in their court. And a lot of people were really surprised and really wanted to see what was going on. So Sean Layden came out. We had the introduction from him saying that gaming is a vocation for Sony and developers of Sony and not just a hobby, which kicked off with the banjo player playing for a good minute, a nice little tune that cued in to a surprising game that went first, which nobody expected from Naughty Dog, and that was The Last of Us 2. It had a trailer. It was replicated in the church tent that everybody was in, standing in, where Sean Layden was talking about it. It was with the older Ellie. It had a budding relationship with another woman in the trailer, and we had some full-on gameplay that looked visceral, surreal, just jaw-dropping because the graphics looked amazing. The gameplay felt evolved. You can craft a lot more. You had some brutal executions from Ellie, and you had the AI, which seemed a bit much more improved than the first Last of Us game, which is actually a step up because the AI in the last Last of Us, well, The Last of Us 1, really was actually pretty good, depending on the difficulty that you played on. Even on normal, they seemed pretty good. And just the gameplay itself, the graphics, the quality of the game just seemed damn near cinematic. However, The Last of Us 2 showed off a lot of gameplay, had this badass trailer, which a lot of it almost looked CG, but it just looked so damn good that it was actual gameplay. But the only gripe so far for The Last of Us 2 that it actually had no release date. And they had some talking in between. It was a lot of talking just about some information, talking about The Last of Us and things like that. But then we had a new Game Plus for God of War confirmed. Then we had a trailer for Black Ops 4 with remaster maps coming for Black Ops 3. And the announcement that Black Ops 3 is coming for PS Plus, which is actually kind of a big move. I will give credit for that, and that's actually pretty dope. And then right after that, we had the cinematic setting in the trailer for this next upcoming game, which they had this theater looking beautiful. They had this guy coming out playing the flute or whatever the instrument was that was back in the ancient Japan times, where it kicked off with Ghost of Tsushima, and that was introduced by the flute player, and then they kicked it into live gameplay, and oh my goodness. Now this is a game that I was just generally excited for because I'm just a history buff and I love games that go back in the time of history and really do what they have to do. But this game looks so goddamn beautiful, so damn good that I thought it wasn't an actual this can't be actual gameplay, but it was. It was straight up actual gameplay, and the game looks good. Kicking off with a time system when the guy got off the horse and started walking through the lands of Japan. And I gotta say, the color palette for that game, the way the game looks, the weather system is fluid, the way he stepped through the mud and the mud was still on his shoes as he fought was just a beautiful thing. The game had an amazing soundtrack. The graphics looked great. The free flow combat to where he was slashing enemies up looked amazing. Only gripe I had with the fighting mechanics was that the camera is looking kind of funky and missed combat, but I'm sure that can be fixed over time as they still don't have a solid release date for it nor a release window. Whenever that game comes. Now, one thing I did notice in Ghost of Tsushima is that it had this AI partner that partnered up with you and helped you out during the mission. It has stealth elements. It had chain stealth kills, which is fucking sick. And the game looked great, and it's just true traditional Japanese feel to it, Japanese element. They had a samurai duel at the end of the trailer or at the end of the gameplay, and it just looked damn good. If this was, I wasn't expecting this game to look that good, but they came with that fire, that fuego about Ghost of Tsushima, and that was the one game I was really looking forward to. But we had something come from Remedy who I also wasn't expecting to be there, but they had an announcement they're going to be there, but I wasn't expecting them to actually show on the Sony stage. I thought they was going to do their own little side announcement, or whatever the case may be. They showed off a new IP called Control, which had like time usage and like telekinesis and all kinds of special powers, kind of like Quantum Break inspired, but more fleshed out than Quantum Break. It's set for 2019, and it is a multi-plat, but it showed first on Sony's stage. Now, I may be corrected if I'm wrong. I hear it's a multi-plat. I'm not too sure, but it is. It did debut on Sony's stage, so I'm not sure if it's an exclusive or just a multi-plat for the time being, but they did show off something. And then I gotta take a step back. I gotta take a breather, because I jumped out the seat. I had to dab my forehead because of the sweat. I had to do a backflip. I had to do everything, because the one thing I was waiting for, the one thing I knew was coming, was that Resident Evil 2 remake on that godly Resident Evil 7 engine. And it's in VR. The trailer kicks off in like the view of a rat running through like the little shelf and whatnot, dodging the cereal boxes. All you hear in the background is just dudes being like bit up and just like you hear zombies just chewing on them. And then like the trailer kicks in, you see Leon with the pistol just coming through, and Leon's all baby faced, like he got the Similac on his breath still. This is him coming out of training and a rookie cop. And yo, the game looks so fucking good. However, it is some changes to it now. It is running over the shoulder like Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. There are no tank controls, and it is VR included for those people who want to play it in first person. The game comes out January 25th, 2019, which is, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fantastic. I needed that. I was claiming like, yo, if it comes with a remaster or a remake or something, I'm gonna flip the fuck out, in which I did. My live reaction on Jay Barry's channel, where I was screaming in the background. I did a backflip. That was one of my most expected and what I really wanted to see. And I had to get it. I had to do it. I had to do it to him. Now, they came with some more Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay. They kicked off the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer with Pirates of the Caribbean, and every character from Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp, Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley, and all the other pirates that were in the movies looked damn good. Yo, they really went out for the graphics with this one, with this Unreal Engine 4. The game looks good. We got an extended trailer showing off much more. And yo, the game just looks fire. Now, we didn't see Big Hero 6 or anything else, but yo, for what they have been showing us, this game, this is the game. This is the game that you want. This is the game that they're purposely pushing just to give it to us. And yo, I gotta say, it's looking fire. Now, they also announced a trilogy package for Kingdom Hearts 1, 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and 3. I gotta say, it's only on PS4, and I know Xbox is getting the Kingdom Hearts, and I gotta say, this is something I feel like should be included, especially for those who are just getting Kingdom Hearts on Xbox One, because now people got to Wikipedia the story and look up for it, or just purposely get a PS4 and just to buy it and play it. But I feel like this is something that should be included, and it's only on PS4. And also, what's coming with this remastered trilogy and Kingdom Hearts 3 is a personal 1 terabyte PS4 console bundle, PS4 Pro bundle with Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 and 3. That's crazy. I didn't expect it, but that's dope. Now, the one confusing game, the weirdest game on stage, the game that I still do not get, still don't understand, still possibly won't understand. Yo, I need something. I need a breakdown. I need to know what's going on, because it sounds like, and what it looks like is just Metal Gear Solid with boxes being delivered, is Death Stranding. Now, the trailer is still confusing. We see Norman Reedus, we see a woman, we see a couple more women, and we see like these like deathly ghost phantom things going around when the baby is active and connected to Norman Reedus. And we see much more gameplay. We see what the land looks like and what he's doing, but we don't necessarily know what's exactly going on. We don't know what's being done. We don't know what's purposely being pushed. We don't know what the case may be. We don't understand what is going on because, honest to God, this is confusing. It looks like he's doing multiple things in different places, and it's like he's running from ghosts and collecting bodies of people that may have been fallen from his team or whatever the case may be. But guys, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I just generally don't understand, and the trailer was confusing, but the song is great. You know, I'll put the song in the description box below if you want to like check that out for the trailer. But yo, this trailer is weird. This trailer is, honest to God, possibly one of the weirdest things about the Sony conference, as it just did not make sense at all. Like, this is Kojima Unchained. I understand there's a lot of Kojima fans out there. So if anybody could possibly break this down in the comment section of this E3 review, I would greatly appreciate you guys. But then also, what happened right after Death Stranding? Surprisingly, unexpectedly, they had an announcement for a sequel to popular title by Koei Tecmo, Neo 2. Did not expect it. They came with it. They had the announcement trailer for it. They had this badass demon fighting this guy. The guy gets stabbed in the head. Next thing you know, he's on the ground and he just breaks through his skin, just lets this demon loose. Then it ends with defy death or death defies you. And that was it. I wasn't expecting the Neo 2 announcement. Looked great. And then what they finally kicked it off with, the one game that everybody wanted to see, was Spider-Man gameplay. And I gotta say, this game looks fluid. Has fluid gameplay, fluid combat. The web slinger looks great and introduces possibly like 5 out of 6 of the Sinister Six with Electro, Rhino, Scorpion, Vulture, and Mr. Negative. Now, we don't know who the guy is pushing the buttons all behind it, but this game looks great. There's commentary. Spider-Man talks to himself. It doesn't feel like Arkham. In a sense, the combat does not feel like Arkham at all. It actually feels unique and creative to his own thing. Now, one of my gripes about this whole combat with Spider-Man is that it kind of, like, I like the cinematic finish of, like, every move, but I hope there's a way that we can turn it off or it doesn't have to end like that for every move. Like, because there was moments in that trailer I'm watching like, yo, this looks badass, this looks awesome. But then, like, every move kind of ended with this cinematic finish, and I hope that's not the case. Which I'm pretty much sure it isn't, but I just, that's like a gripe that was bothering me. The web slinger looks great, the story looks great, Spider-Man was getting his ass kicked, and, yo, the one thing, another thing I had a gripe with kind of was, like, it ended abruptly. That was just Spider-Man. Like no release date, no release window, it just kind of ended so abruptly, and it was just so good to end, like, so weirdly. And that was one of the general things about the Sony conference, is that the pacing was weird. The ending was abrupt. They came with games, but sometimes it just felt like they was really pacing it or just talking to fill in time while they had to get things situated that wasn't situated. After the conference ended, after everything was shown, they had one more game to announce. That was via the people talking outside the Sony booth, and that was a VR game from Software. Now, I don't know how to say the name, but it starts with a D. I'm not going to try to embarrass myself by saying the name, but it's a VR game from Software that really didn't show anything. I don't know how to feel about that. Didn't show nothing. Didn't put anything to the table, but it's cool. You know, for people that enjoy From Software games, you're finally getting your fix of something that you want to see. So yeah, it's cool. But yeah, the conference was great overall. Great games to be seen. Last of Us 2 looked great. Ghost of Tsushima looked fantastic. Death Stranding was cool to look at, but very confusing, as I still don't know what the fuck is being done in this game. Resident Evil 2 Remastered took me out the socks. I said, oh, I got to get that. I got to get that game. And then we see more Kingdom Hearts, which looks great. Neo 2 with the announcement. This new Remedy game has my eyes. I want to see much more of it. Spider-Man gameplay looked great. The only thing that I say was kind of bad was like some of the pacing, some of the talking, some of the filling for time. But after all of that, they really like started just... It was really good. I enjoyed myself, really. And the abrupt ending was probably one of the weirdest things about it, too. They didn't like flush it out, finish it out, just end. Which is, you know, I understand it, but pace yourself a little better, and just generally just learn how to end your shows a little bit better. Solid 4 out of 5. If I had to give this a letter grade, I'd say more than likely an A-. Really good show. Lots of games being seen, lots of deeper gameplay being shown, and it was honestly a dope show. Dope coverage, everything possible. Alright folks, but that is it for my Sony E3 review. Hit that like button for the boy. Hit that like and subscribe button for the boy if you're new to the channel. New and returning, can hit that like, subscribe, and that little notification bell icon to stay up to date with everything I'm doing, whether it's reviews, conference reviews, let's plays, DemiGod plays. I got a couple videos I'm shooting off that aren't reviews, but I have to talk about it because I have to discuss like a couple things that's on my brain. We're dealing with this Captain Spirit and how I want to break this down. Dealing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and how I want to take care of what is really straying into, and my concerns and worries about Anthem and if it can play the long range game. Detroit review, Yakuza 6 review, and a couple other reviews coming toward the channel. And yeah, that's it, guys. I appreciate all of you guys coming through. And until next time, until the next review, we tune in, turn up, and throw down. It's looking like a GG, and I'm out.